disadvantage for Francis. 32 might be his last shot at the big time. We're scheduled for 12, and your referee, as we mentioned, is Mauro Ciccolini. Love that haircut, though, in Mavrovic.
Yes, Julius Francis said, Julius Francis said, I take your haircut before to take your belt.
Well, let's see. We talked a little bit about the defense of Mavrovic, and he's already holding his hands up more in the first 15 seconds here than I've ever seen him hold his hands up. So perhaps he respects the fighters. That's Zeljko in the solid white shorts. Francis, he's in the white shorts with the paddle blue stripe. One's got a yellow mohawk. One's got a brown mohawk. One's Caucasian, one's Afro-American. I don't know what else I can say. I've covered it all, I think. And we're scheduled for 12 for the European Heavyweight Championship that Mavrovic has, that he won from Christopher Bizot back in April of 1995.
We saw during the national anthem how Julius Francis is well prepared. He's really focused and really fit in a good shape. You can see his body. He's really ready for this European title. Mavrovic is weight exactly the same weight in his last defenses. 102 kilograms.
Some of Mavrovic's bigger fights to date. Certainly been the two fights with Christophe Bizot. Premisov Salater, who he took out in one round. Other than that, in terms of top 10 heavyweights, has yet to be fully tested. Francis, on the other hand, as we mentioned, biggest household name on his record, John Ruiz. He just got a big win over Jimmy Thunder. Ruiz, though, stopped Francis in 4 rounds. A little more than a minute to go in the first round. Neither fighter very shy right now about letting punches go. Certainly not Mavrovic, anyway.
Even if you're in Vienna, Mavrovic has a feeling he's fighting in his hometown. There are many fans from Croatia, and in Germany he's also a big star. That's why RTL, the famous network, is broadcasting like this show. Beautiful right hand.
Going to be interesting to see also, as we mentioned, Francis has been a sparring partner for the last 6 to 8 weeks, where the sparring partner syndrome has set in on Francis. Sometimes it's not that great to get to work with Lennox Lewis. You might want to have your own guys to beat up on instead of somebody that you told, gee, he's got a big fight coming up, don't hurt him in the gym. We're coming near the end of round number 1, a very good round for the champion, Mavrovic.
Oh no! Lost the...
We begin round number 2 with Mavrovic coming out and throwing that big right again over the top. Francis seems to be picking up the pace, though, letting that jab go. His corner said, keep the pressure on. Not putting enough pressure on him. Keep him moving backwards. He's moving backwards. He can't throw that right hand over the top. And we're taking a look now at shoe colors. Helps you. That was the one we left out. And I'll patronize you. Francis has the blue shoes and Mavrovic has the white with the red.
And what is his name?
Thank you to our producer, Dan Shoemaker, for that wealth of information.
Two natural big guys, big heavyweight in front of this EBU title.
And we have to... and a nice right-hand lead gets in by Francis. Best punch of the fight thus far for him. You can't help but wonder, though, with the seriousness and the better defense on the part of Mavrovic, if he finally realizes that he's in there for the big time. With the way things are shaking up in the heavyweight division, he's going to get his day in the sun, or he's going to get his shot in the sun, whether he'll make it his day or not.
You're right, Ali. He has no choice. If he wants one day to become a world champion, he needs to improve in the powerful, the punch is not enough in the top level. And he's still young, he's very serious, modest. He has all the skills to become a big name in the boxing, but before you need to beat this Julius Francis, you never win an international or national title. He's really a young boxer. He turned pro at 28 years old. It's really late, huh?
Francis's first bout was back in May of '93, a 5-round knockout of Graham Arnold in England. Mavrovic started his career in March of '93, stopping Bruno Podgorny in Germany in 3 rounds. Nice slip there by Mavrovic. I've got to tell you, Mavrovic looks very improved. Doing things that I haven't seen him do before. More than just keeping his hands up. He's using the jab, coming back with the right, slipping punches nicely. Nice lateral motion in the ring, too. Eats a jab, though.
It's a very, very good beginning for the Croatian, who is dominating the beginning of the fight. Beautiful combination, right and left, very quick hand.
Close out round number 2, another good one for the champion, Zeljko Mavrovic.
There. Likes you.
Zeljko Mavrovic dominating this fight thus far with a good jab, followed by some good rights and good lateral motion. We are scheduled for 12, though, whether he can stay on his bike like that for the whole fight or whether he'll need to. With another question, not quite sure why our referee, Mauro Ciccolini, stopped action there for a second. Feinted with the right hand and came with the left.
Julius Francis has a big problem with the defense in the beginning of the fight. He's all too far or all too close.
Francis getting a little frustrated. He's trying to throw his punches from outside. Mavrovic's catching him cold. Francis, though, showing a pretty good jaw so far. He's only been stopped twice in his career by Johnny Ruiz and Scott Welch. Mavrovic, of course, undefeated, has never been stopped.
It's a very intense round.
Minute gone by in round number 3.
Beautiful double uppercut, right uppercut.
Showing a whole arsenal of things that we've never seen him do before.
It's really impressive. You're right.
You get the opinion.
Right of his point.
Well,
Mavrovic is somewhere a new champion. His last fight was in June. He had the time to work and everywhere.
And I was going to say, you definitely get the impression that he didn't spend the time on the beach. He spent the time in the gym developing some skills.
He's still young for heavyweight. 28 in 2 days.
Oh, by today's heavyweight standards, he's a rookie. 28 years old.
But be careful with Julius Francis. He's really a tough opponent, ready for the fight of his life. And he has absolutely nothing to lose tonight.
Can Mavrovic keep up this kind of pace, though, JP? Can Mavrovic keep up this type of pace? There's a pregnant pause. Are you analyzing the question?
No, excuse me, I didn't hear you. I was concentrated on Julius Francis and I'm just saying my mind. You know, this boxer, it's so difficult to be on the top in England because there are almost 40 professional heavyweights in England. And to be the first one in this country is very difficult. And for him, to fight on the WWE, it's a big chance to prove to the next with the other guy will also be a chance.
And he just got rocked by a right hand on the temple. Now I'll repeat my question for the 3rd time. Can Mavrovic keep up this pace?
I'm sorry. Yes. My answer is enough or not? Tell me. Tell me, my friend.
Well, we come to the end of round number 3. And again, a very strong round for Zeljko Mavrovic. I don't know what else to say.
Has this ever happened? 129 Department 458, Buffalo, New York.
Round number 4, we're scheduled for 12. Zeljko Mavrovic in the white shorts, brown mohawk haircut. Julius Francis, the white shorts with the blue stripe. No knockdowns thus far in the fight. Mavrovic's jab. Dominating the fight, followed by some pretty good rights and an occasional hook off the jab.
In my opinion, for the moment, he won the 3 first rounds.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Francis tends to get frustrated, starts throwing shots from long distance and leaving himself open. Mavrovic been counterpunching nicely when that opportunity arises.
We criticized many times the footwork of Mavrovic and also his lack of elasticity, but we saw the contrary tonight. Really.
Excellent lateral motion, moving nicely. I still question, I disagree with you at this point, I question whether he can keep up this kind of a pace for a full 12 rounds. I've never seen him do it. I've never seen him dance like this, period. So whether he can do it for 12 rounds, I'm not sure.
It depends also on the pressure to his Francis. Maybe Julius to be more dangerous in the second part of the fight. If he's able to accept not the punishment, but to take all the punches he already took.
Francis starting to go downstairs to the body. Lands a right.
Beautiful one.
Nice right lead lands by Francis. His best punch of the fight. Catches Mavrovic napping, and now goes back downstairs to the body again. And perhaps the body attack starting to bring the hands down to Mavrovic and leaving that right side open. Mavrovic, though, comes back with a left-right combination of his own. Francis trying to draw him into the ropes. Mavrovic won't have any of it.
He's two big heavyweight lights.
Mavrovic, though, notice though, JP, Mavrovic got hit. He's going back to some of his old habits. He's kind of like flailing that left, keeping it down by his knee, keeping that left side open.
Yeah, he's really focused and concentrated, very accurate. Mavrovic is really good and very impressive. He's able to win inside the distance.
Sell-out crowd here in Vienna behind their European champion as we're under 30 seconds to go in the 4th round. Francis tries that right-hand lead that worked for him earlier in the round. Doesn't have as much success with it and starts throwing punches from long distance again. Mavrovic slowing down a bit. There's that right-hand lead, drops in again. Mavrovic's tending to keep that left hand low. He's going to be susceptible to that right-hand lead if he keeps up that same mistake as we come to the end of the 4th round. Round number 5. In between rounds, we were discussing the fact that Mavrovic started to drop that left hand a little bit, either from the body attack of Francis or just because he was getting a little tired from the pacing, and Francis started to land the right-hand lead, throw that right over the top, which he's trying again.
The corner of Francis asking to put the pressure. Pressure.
Mavrovic at the moment keeping both hands up.
Because for the moment, Mavrovic is the real boss.
His volume, though, dropping considerably. Though from the early rounds, tries his own right-hand lead over the top, caught on the gloves by Francis. Left hand starting to drop now on Mavrovic. Keep an eye out. A little more than a minute gone by in the 5th round. This is scheduled for 12. Very fast pace for heavyweights.
This round, Mavrovic is just working on the head.
There's that right. Big right hand drops in by Francis. Mavrovic getting that jab starting again.
He's not landing body shot.
Mavrovic looks over at Mauro Ciccolini, wanting him to pull Francis off him on the ropes.
Right hand again.
2 big rights drop in there. Francis has done his best work, though, off the ropes. Look where Mavrovic's left hand is. Keep an eye on Francis's right.
Flip the head. He's really beautiful in defense, but it's not enough against Mavrovic. he loses a little bit his confidence. You can see in his eyes. Francis is not the same boxer after 5 rounds now.
But I'm not sure Mavrovic is either. He reached the 30-second mark in round number 5. That right-hand lead drops in over the top again. Look where Mavrovic's left is. Keeps dropping that left hand.
Yeah, Mavrovic has still the confidence.
Francis trying to stalk Mavrovic. Mavrovic doing a great job, though, keeping him off with the jab. Except when he drops it after throwing it. We come to the end of round number 5. It's been a shutout thus far for Mavrovic. Francis landing some decent blows, though.
You hang a picture. You
5-8, Buffalo, New York.
As we begin round number 6, JP, you know, we talk about everything else about Mavrovic, but one thing I've got to tell you that we don't focus on, and we're getting a little bit of a sample of tonight, he's got a pretty good chin.
Yes, also. But we never really tested his chin during his 23 first fight. Bizot was not a really good puncher, neither Saleta or Wills. But against Francis is strong. He's not a puncher, but he has the power. He's still a good chin, but a boxer well prepared and seriously trained has always a good chin. This is the case with Mavrovic. But even if Mavrovic is dominating Julius Francis with a nice scorecard 5 points ahead, the fight is still very close and very intense still.
Mavrovic taking off the first minute of round number 6. Not doubling up on the jab as he did earlier in the fight and following with his right hand. Francis certainly the aggressor at this point. He needs it. He's given up the first 5 rounds unofficially on my scorecard. Mavrovic up 50-45, and it's a nice comfortable lead to have in the bank. Can afford to take off at least half of round number 6, and maybe he'll take the whole round off. Left uppercut tried for the first time in the fight by Mavrovic. Francis drops that right in again, right hand lead.
And Francis has not so many solutions, huh?
His only solution at this point might be that Mavrovic gets fatigued. He scored more so far in this round than he did in the first 5 combined. But there's still a minute to go in round number 6 and plenty of time for Mavrovic to pull it out if he desires to. Or Francis lets him. Or both.
3 uppercuts. Left. A combination again.
I can't help but talk about what we mentioned, this sparring partner syndrome. Sometimes looks like Francis has opportunities that he doesn't take. For 8 weeks he knew he couldn't let go with the Sunday punch against Lennox Lewis. And he puts you in bad habits.
Exactly, and sometimes the supporters could be impressive, but these blows were not very effective.
We close out round number 6. They're going to have to come up with something different in Julius Francis' corner.
This was the house that WCW built.
Greetings. Enjoy.
Round number 7, and we'll see what sort of advice Francis got from his corner, but had to be at the very least pick it up. Mavrovic appears to have won all 6 rounds, dominating thus far with his jab and overhand right, and the best punch for Francis has been the right-hand lead.
Frank Maloney, his promoters, say to me in the dressing room, his heart is questionable. But we will see what's going to happen in this second part of the fight. Francis now is behind on points, of course. There's really nothing to lose. If Mavrovic is losing his self-confidence, the interest will be more and more important.
Francis is sparring with him. Right now, that's my opinion. Francis finally drops in another right-hand lead. But I get the distinct impression that he's been sparring too long and been somebody else's fighter. It's very tough to turn that around. Obviously, at this point, Lennox Lewis just fought last weekend. And of course, he won. But my point is that Francis hasn't had any other sparring except for Lennox Lewis. Since then, he wasn't able to turn around the attitude. Within a week, he had to come back over here and get reacclimated to the time zone, having been in Las Vegas.
You're right, that's the problem when you score too much to really a big champ in the training camp.
And it's not so much. I mean, a lot of times I've seen fighters that I've managed, go out to other fighters' training camps, and they're in great shape from a stamina point of view. They run every morning, they get good food, but then they get beat up like this every day. Standing 8 count.
Standing 8 count? Surprising. He wasn't really in trouble.
Seemed like a premature call to me, but Mauro Ciccolini calls for the standing 8 count. And the corner of Julius Francis calls for him to jump on top of Mavrovic. The rest might have helped him. He drops in 2 right-hand leads, drops in a left hook. I think Mavrovic was as surprised by the standing 8 count as Francis was.
Yes.
25 seconds to go in the 7th round. We're scheduled for 12. Mavrovic's been there once before the 12th round. Francis never been past 10.
Mavrovic is only working on the head.
Is stripping old paint?
Round number 8, Julius Francis has to be pushed back by Mauro Ciccolini. He's coming out. Definitely there was panic in the corner.
Even if he had a very long amateur career, he's actually very young and new in the professional business. He fought 220 times in the amateur, and he had only 24 losses. It's nothing, and his best performance when he got the bronze medal of the European Amateur Championship in '89. Beautiful combination.
Well, referee Mauro Ciccolini saw fit to give a standing 8 count to Julius Francis last round, round number 7. And as we mentioned between rounds, I didn't see fit, though, to score it as a 10-8 round unofficially on my card. Nevertheless, at the moment, 70-63 for Mavrovic. And Julius Francis in very deep water right now.
Now we have the demonstration that Julius Francis is really ready for this fight. Just under the left side is a little bit slower, no? Swollen, yeah.
Not surprising.
With the right chop, the right jab.
The only thing not in Mavrovic's arsenal tonight, and I don't want to use it as a critique, but just the fact is he's not done any body work at all. Doesn't go downstairs. Francis thinks about going to the body about Mavrovic and then changes his mind and throws a wild right over the top that misses.
Francis is tired now. He's definitely tired in this round. Yeah. He put it.
Delayed reaction. Left uppercut. Followed by a light left hook.
He's tired.
Drops Francis down to one knee, and I think it was, I agree with you.
And he prefers to stop it. The fight is over. The fight is over. The referee stopped the fight. The fight is finished in the round.
Round number 8, and we've got a question at this point. It looks like Francis is walking around dejected. It looked like he might have also hurt his leg. I saw him trying to bang it.
Schlagkraft.